Okay, hey Sagittarius, how you doing? I'm gonna start with you guys today because somebody requested it, which I think is A, exciting, and B, cool. So I can't remember, is it Book Tarot? Hey dude, how's it going? This is Sagittarius. So, I've discussed the astrology slightly in all the other videos, so I will do the same here. We have Mercury retrograde happening at the moment, so I've been very careful about my videos and making sure that I press record. And I lost the end of the Taurus video yesterday. It doesn't really matter, I lost a very minor amount, but I ran out of space on my camera. Hello Mercury retrograde. So it's retrograding through Scorpio at the moment. Mercury does not like to be in Scorpio. Mercury is an air planet, air sign. Mercury wants to be up, busy, zooming around the place, chatting with people, chit chat, gossip, laughing, ha ha ha, how's it going? And Scorpio, couldn't be more different. Scorpio is the deepest of the water signs. Scorpio rules the deep, deep, deep sea. Scorpio wants to feel and get into its emotions and experience its emotions. So Mercury is not at all happy in Scorpio. And what I've noticed that this is doing to people, including me, but I've noticed it in quite a lot of people, people's thoughts are spiraling. There's even a bit of paranoia around the place, but people's thoughts are spiraling. You know what I mean? You're starting up here with a thought and then you're going too deep with it. Too deep, and sometimes it ends up in a little bit weird place. So the reason I'm saying that is just watch your thoughts. Keep an eye on them. Keep an eye on your thoughts. That's all we can do. All we can do is watch how we react to things. We have no control over what's going on with other people, what's going on in the universe. We have no control over these things. The only thing we can control is how we are going to move ahead in the energies that are surrounding us at the time. Mercury retrograde is always the time to go backwards, to look backwards, listen to old music you used to love. Because it's in Scorpio, you could look at things you used to write to yourself, maybe go through old journals, things like that. But it's a time, you can search for that on the internet, but it's a time to look within, look back. So, Sagittarius, gonna get on with it. The astrology for the next few months is, it's a little bit intense. I only say that because it makes me feel better when I know that it's not me that's in the funk, or, it's not me who's the only one spiraling or things like this. It's the energies, it's around, it's what's going on, and I always feel better knowing that because we're coming up to a huge conjunction in January between Pluto and Saturn that's going to be really affecting for people, and I don't think it's going to be an easy transit. I mean, for some people, depending on your birth card, no matter what happens, the outcome will be beneficial, but going through it could be very difficult, and I think will be difficult for the majority of people. Some people might have a very easy time. I wonder. Pluto and Saturn, not funny planets, you know what I mean? They're not messing when they come in to change our lives. Now, that being said, darlings, there's no point in worrying too much about things. All we can do is try and keep our moods high, stay away from things that lower our vibration. It's very important at the moment, actually. Stay away from anything that, can damage us and hold us back. You know what I mean? Too much booze, too much sugar. I love sugar. Too much weed. Too much of all things. Don't be falling into crutches now. In fact, try to do the opposite. Fall into your spirituality. Fall into your belief in the universe. Fall into the belief in yourself and the beautiful future that you want. Because that's where we're headed. We're heading to the future, darlings. We're in the now, headed to the future. So, we will start this reading as we start every tarot card reading with a prayer. Archangel Michael, Archangel Michael, Archangel Michael, will you please come? Thank you. Will you please bless and cleanse this space? Please bless and cleanse this space. Please bless and cleanse this space. Will you please bless and cleanse the cards? Please bless and cleanse these cards. Please bless and cleanse the cards. And please bless and cleanse my beautiful crystals. Please bless and cleanse my beautiful crystals. I love crystals. I think they're so healing. I think they're so calming. I've been working an awful lot with rose quartz at the moment. So I have rose quartz and I have selenite, because selenite amplifies energies that it's near, especially of crystals, and it also charges crystals. But I've been working with rose quartz because I find it such a soft and beautiful energy. And, you know, I recently moved country, and that's a very jarring thing to do to your, even just to your own mind. It's a huge thing, and there's huge things going on for everyone at the moment. So we could all do with a bit of rose quartz in our lives. You know, rose quartz is about self-love. It's about unconditional love. It's about universal love. It's also about romantic love, platonic love, you know, but love is love, people, and our hearts, our little heart centers need love. Sorry about that. Mercury retrograde. It was a little bit of disturbance. Not a big one, obviously. I just wanted to check something out. Okay, Sagittarius, let's get started on our reading. So for Sagittarius for November 2019, what have we got? Sagittarius, November 2019. Please, Tarot. What would benefit Sagittarius to hear right now? Where can we go with the energies that are on offer? How will we work with them? So Sagittarius 2019. Sagittarius 2019. Okay. Yeah, so you're going through a time of change at the moment, and it's making you feel very tired, and it's also kind of bringing you down a little bit. It's depressing is a strong word, but what's going on for you at the moment is kind of flattening your energy, and you feel very wrecked and you feel very tired. But that's because things have been very busy for you, Sagittarius. I think you felt like, you know, the energies have been relentless. Life maybe has been relentless. Like, you've been working constantly, you're studying, you're so busy, you've got family responsibilities. Like, there's just things going on, and life is hectic for you at the moment. But the reason that's happening is because you're going through a spiritual awakening. And spiritual awakenings, you know, people make me laugh when you speak to people about spiritual awakenings, and they're like, yeah, it's all just hippie and, you know, everything's lovely and la la la. You're like, no, spiritual awakenings are intense, man, and they are because you have to destroy old ways of thinking, you have to destroy your old patterns, you have to destroy your old lifestyle. You know, things you do that hold yourself back, beliefs you have, habits you have, lifestyles you have, aspects to your lifestyle that you have, like all of these things need to go, and we know it. That's the thing. That's what I find about spiritual awakenings. Like, there's things I've had to give up that I don't really want to give up, but I know they're holding me back, you know, and so I make the choice to do it. So that's what's happening for you at the moment. You're having a spiritual awakening. There's an awful lot going on for you, and you are searching, I think, very seriously, like you're taking it quite seriously, that you're looking for change in your life, and you want your life to have a bit more meaning in it, and you want to be working more in a place, working more even from a place that is more in tune with your passions in life and your creative responses in life, and, you know, what it is you want to do, your drive, your genuine inner inspiration. So but you feel like that's not what's going on at the moment. You feel like yeah, you feel like life is actually quite boring, and that you are, you know, going up 2 steps and then the ladder just drops back 2 steps anyway, and then you go up 2 steps and the ladder drops back 2 steps. It's not even 1 step forward, 2 steps back. It's just this, it's a treadmill, and you feel like there's nothing going on at the moment. But before we can become enlightened onto our next step, we have to break free of what's holding us back, break free of what doesn't serve us anymore, and break free of some of the chaos. Some of these, this is the 8 of Wands, and some of these wands you can put down. You know what I mean? You're choosing to carry, or you're choosing to be involved with things that don't need your involvement as well, and that you could walk away from, and spiritually you could walk away from, and that's up to you to do. You know, it's up to you to say, yeah, do you know what? I don't need to be involved in this, and that is draining my time and it's draining my energy. Because then we have the 4 of Swords, and the 4 of Swords is a nice card, but it's a card of retreat. You know what I mean? So all of this energy, all of this chaos that's going on around you, it's bringing you down, it's sucking the joy out of your life. And in order for you to combat that, you need to retreat. I love the Four of Swords card. It is a card of meditation. It is a card of self-care. It's a card of understanding that in retreat and in looking inside of ourselves, we really can see which wand it is that we need to go forward with, or which 2 or 3 wands it is that we need to push forward with, so that we can live a more high vibrational existence. Because that's where you're aiming towards. You're aiming towards a high vibrational existence, but things are holding you back. And if it's cups energy, it can be a lot of things. It can be addiction. It can be feelings that you have for someone that just aren't reciprocated, and it's time that you accept that. It could be a lot of things. And the fact is, you know what it is. Like, I can try and come up with explanations, but you know what I'm talking about. And if something is holding you back, it really is up to you to figure it out and to let it go. And I would think that some of it is just responsibilities that you've taken on that it's not necessary that for you to take on. Okay? So what we need here is retreat, meditation, time for yourself, self-care, self-love, take a bath, have a nap, take an evening off, turn off your phone sometimes. This consistent assault by social media and the news and newspapers, all this bad news, read the bad news. You know, why would I read bad news constantly? Why? Like, that's a surefire way to bring your energy levels and your vibrational levels from way up here to way down here. We're looking for joy, we're not looking for misery. You know, and that's a conscious decision we have to make, because the powers that be understand that the more they keep us down, the easier we are to control. You know? So don't read their bad news. Don't watch their bad news. Don't listen to their bad news. You know, retreat, be kind to yourself, and discover as well in silence that when you drop into yourself, you drop down into your heart space, you breathe slowly, you know, you can really change how you feel in 4 deep breaths. That's what I think. 4 deep breaths. And actually we're 2 4s here, so I feel like you need to hear that. 4 deep, calming breaths. And tell yourself something nice on each in-breath. I breathe in beautiful, universal energy. I let go everything I don't need. And do that 4 times. You know what I mean? Drop down into yourself, trust yourself, retreat, pull back from what it is you need to pull back from. Okay. That's a nice beginning so far. Sagittarius has a bit of understanding and learning to do, right? What else can we do? What else would it benefit Sagittarius to hear right now, please, Tarot? Where's Sagittarius at? What's the work they're doing? Okay. Oh, nice. Oh, not so nice. So, yeah, I feel like you feel that you really should be, this is just more of it, you know, you really are, you're fighting for your happiness, and you're fighting for your place in the world, and it's not even your place in the world, it's the place that makes you happy. Like, the thing is, at least you have belief. This is what I feel about Sagittarius right now. Like, at least you know that it exists. This is the 4 of Wands. This can be happiness in a relationship, or doesn't at all have to be this, that. It can be happiness finding that place in your life where you really want to be. You know what I mean? And that's what we're all striving towards, is we're all looking for this 4 of Wands energy, this place in our lives, in our mind, and in our reality that we feel where we belong. You know what I mean? And we feel rightfully, like, spiritually, it's where we should be. You know, surely I deserve to be happier than this. Surely I deserve to be, you know, whatever, successful because I work so hard. Surely I deserve. But there's this Knight of Swords energy, and the Knight of Swords is not a good energy. You know, it's like, he's an aggressive guy, and he came out facing this. So there's a couple of different scenarios here. One, you're in a relationship and you're fighting for the success of this relationship, but you're in a relationship with a fundamentally selfish person and you should probably leave. You know, this Knight of Swords, if it's a man or a woman, it's just not a nice person. They're very selfish people. They're verbally very aggressive people. They are nasty and cutting, you know, insulting people. We don't need to be around them, and they're getting in the way of your happiness because this card came first and this is in front of it. So there's a clash here. You know what I mean? You want the happiness, but so that's one scenario. It's to do with people around you, a person around you. I do think it's not a work situation. I think it's a love life or a living life situation. If people, someone close to you is either holding you back. You can't change people. We can't change people. Period. You can't change people. If they want to change, they will change themselves. You can't change people. So if that's what you think with this energy, oh, I can help him, I can blah blah blah. You can't. The only person you can help is yourself. And this person is getting in the way of your happiness. If it's not another person, then it's tricks that your mind, like the thing is, it could just be Mercury retrograde, but I don't think it is. You know, it's your mind is stuck on a very negative loop of, but why can't I have it? But why can't I have it? But why can't I have it? You know, I'm a good person. Why can't I have a better life? I'm this. Why aren't I succeeding? I'm this. And it's because that kind of attitude doesn't really work for anyone. You know what I mean? This aggressive, I'm just going to take it, it's mine anyway, I'm just going to take it because I want to. Like, the universe doesn't respond well to that energy, and it doesn't respond well to that way of thinking, and it doesn't want to bring you anything. So you want happiness, and you're struggling towards this spiritual awakening, and this, it's an increase in vibration is what you're struggling towards. But you're going about it the wrong way because there's a bit of self-pity here, and there's anger. You know, you're annoyed and you're angry and you're feeling sorry for yourself that things aren't working. I just recently went to the library and got out the book, The Magic, because, you know, I feel this is all part of the astrology as well, and maybe this massive conjunction that's coming in January of Pluto and Saturn. But I just got The Magic out because I know I'm a grateful person, but sometimes I think I'm not grateful enough. You know, quite simply. So I'm going to start doing the work of The Magic and see where it takes me, because, you know, it's a victim mentality as well, this mentality of why can't I have, and victim mentality is not enticing in any way, shape or form. The universe has no interest in it, people have no interest in it. I can't stand when people come at me and sound victimized about their own lives. I'm like, oh my god, if you're not happy with your life, change your life, change up your patterns, you know what I mean? But I feel for you, Sagittarius, it's a lot to do with your thoughts, and a lot to do with possibly even the words you're saying. Like, you know, if you think you're being funny, but you're actually being smart and kind of bullying and a smart arse towards people who aren't laughing at your jokes, like, that all comes back to you. You know what I mean? Like, what we put out, we get back immediately. I have noticed that if I'm unjustly narky towards someone, oh my god, it comes back at me so fast. And like, I might say, what's the harm in saying one comment, and I get a wall of it back from, you know, everywhere. And that's the universe showing me, girlfriend, you go around being being uncharming, you get uncharming right back. So right now, if you're wondering why you're not moving forward in life and why you're not moving forward vibrationally, it's because you're holding yourself back. Okay, so the retreat will help with you understanding why you're doing that. And maybe get the magic, Rhonda Byrne. I've only just started it, like, you know, I don't know. But basically I've decided to change my life somehow. And I do believe that gratitude has an awful lot to do with it. So, what else do we have for... So Sagittarius, you have a bit of work to do. You know, there's just a bit of work to do, that's fine. We all have work to do. You know, I feel like we all have work to do. I think it's just going to be, you know, personal work for the next few months. Because Pluto demands it. Pluto doesn't ask, Pluto takes. You know what I mean? Or you're not doing the spiritual work, I'm going to fling stuff at you until you do. And then Saturn as well. Did you do your homework? Saturn is like your dad, man, giving out to you that you haven't done enough. Like, it's not, I'm not saying you have to kill yourself work-wise. You know, it's not about taking on more. It's about being very easy on yourself, but doing the work. Do the work. Okay, what else do we have for Sagittarius? Do we have a few more cards or no? Because I feel this has been, right, we have 2 more. So Sagittarius, I'm going to end on this. I feel if you dudes would keep the work up, I'm the exact same. I feel like I have lots of work to do, you know what I mean? But I feel clear-headed and I feel able to take it on. And when the sadness overcomes, and this is actually a good point for everyone, go to a park. Look at this guy. He's sitting under a tree. He's feeling very sorry for himself, but he's sitting under a tree. Like, the fact is, if he stopped focusing on the cups and maybe turned around and leant his head against the tree and gave the tree a hug and walked around the park and looked at all the beautiful flowers and thanked nature for existing and thanked God for nature existing and, you know, God, the universe, whatever it is you want to call it, he'd feel a whole lot better. A whole lot better. I had the most beautiful walk in the park this morning. I'm all for walking in parks, and I hugged about 100 trees. Well, I hugged about 6 trees, but you know that you get me, like. And I thanked the trees for oxygen, and I thanked the flowers for being colourful and beautiful and for being there, and apparently where there are flowers, there are fairies. So I said hi to the fairies too. You know, total hippie nature walk. It was beautiful. So I'm going to leave you on these 2 cards. So going outside will benefit you as well. Because you are building a structure. Cool. You know, you are building your future and you are moving in the right direction. 8, 8, 36, 9. Yeah, you are. And this cycle, like, the thing is as well, this self-sabotaging, self-pitying cycle, like, it does want to end. You know, it is holding you back. It does want to end. It wants you, like, the universe wants you to be here, living in a high vibrational space and in your happy place. That's where the universe wants you to be. And you're getting there with all the 4s as well. 4s is structure, building a solid foundation, building a solid life for yourself, platform. You know what I mean? So you are on the right path. You just have to do the work, and the work is getting rid of this Knight of Swords energy. And I find that really interesting because the Queen of Swords just came out. The Queen of Swords is a very logically minded person. Like, I have to say as well, there's a little bit of, maybe you need to sober up a bit here. Because there's Cups energy can be about alcoholism but like just drinking too much and being in this phase of, like, you know, and alcohol is a depressant. Don't fool yourself. Alcohol is a depressant. It brings you down. So the Queen of Swords, she's logical, she's sober, she's no nonsense. She's quite funny and all this. She can be very charming, but she is very often single. And the main point I want to make about the Queen of Swords is she cuts people out of her life. If she understands that people are out to get her, so that again could be this Knight of Swords energy, it is that Knight of Swords energy. If she thinks that people don't have her best interest at heart, then she gets rid of them. She cuts people out left, right and centre that she knows are toxic people, or they're vibrationally heavy people, or they're people who, you know, when we do decide to change our lives up and alter our lifestyles, like, we do have to leave behind us people who cling to the same old and cling to, like, you know, we all do it. We think they're friendships, but they're drinking buddies, like, you know, and you have to leave these people go because they don't want you to move on. They don't want you to change, you know, because if you change, it means they're doing something wrong. You know, why do you have to change? What's wrong with your lifestyle now? Lots. We can always change, you know what I mean? Like, nobody at 80 years of age will still be, like, looking at our lifestyles or looking at our reality going, oh, I could probably do this a bit better, you know. So the Queen of Swords does that. She takes no crap. I feel like you could do with a bit of solitude. There's a necessity here to really, well, that's the retreat card as well, but it's also with the Queen of Swords, like, there's a need to pull back now. You know, look at who you need to remove and remove them. Remove them. So, and then we have, let's have a look at this. Yeah, I feel like you could retreat to, like, I feel like water appeals to you. So you should go and find some. And I don't know that November is the month that you're going to locate the absolute clarity that you want. But that's okay. You know, you can only do so much as well. And if you are going to look at who you need to remove from your life, and if you are going to end a relationship, and if you are going to, you know, decide to kind of sober up in order to level up, like, number one, good for you, but also, like, that's not easy. So it's enough. You know what I mean? You've taken on enough. You don't need to do more. You need to be nice to yourself. You want to eat chocolate? Eat chocolate. Unless sugar is the thing you need to give up, you know? If you want to take a bath, take a bath. If you want to go to bed at 7:30 in the evening because you're exhausted, go to bed at 7:30 in the evening. You know, like, I do feel for Sagittarians, like, you know, that this exhaustion as well. Yeah. This exhaustion, it has to do with other people also. It's not all just about you. Like, there are outer influences that are kind of dragging on your time and dragging on your energy. Yeah. You're learning, you're rebalancing, you know? You're rebalancing. You can do it, but you have to cut out the crap. You have to cut out the crap in order to rebalance, you know? And then you'll be surprised that once you do this, once you know, and I'm not saying it's going to be easy. You might be sad, you might cry, you might journal, you know, you might be all up in your feelings. And sometimes you might be all up in your feelings for a long time. That's the thing I find when I decide to do inner work, when I decide to really look for it. I think, oh cool, I'll have to feel bad for, I don't know, half an hour. And then because I've chosen to do the inner work, I'll just feel better. No, like, that's not how it goes. You know, sometimes you can feel bad for a couple of weeks. A week, couple of weeks, you know. But, well, actually the thing is, I find then as well, you know, if you are in a very clear-headed and sober headspace, it's much shorter. You know, it can be a few days and your energy and your vibration can totally change and lift. But do spend time outside. I'm not saying retreat into isolation into your house. You know what I mean? You need fresh air. We need fresh air. You need to see animals. You need to look at birds, you know. But you are rebalancing. You're doing well, but you need to take a no-nonsense approach to it because it's down to you. You want to heal yourself? It's down to you. You have to kickstart it. And then, see, the thing is, and then I do feel that when you clear up, because we got the Two of Pentacles, when you clear up your energy and clear up and focus and get rid of the people who are holding you back and do some of that, then you're going to start having some excellent ideas for your future. You know, you're going to have some interesting ideas as to how you can move forward in your life and how you can make money in different ways and how you can effectively help your reality to improve, you know? Yeah. I have full faith in you, Sagittarius. You know? And you, like, genuinely, you're not, you know, everyone has work to do at the moment. Get some crystals, man. Put them around your head, put them on your chest, put them on your heart. Crystals are beautiful. I love them. Okay, Sagittarius, I'm going to leave it there. I wish you an excellent month of November. I'll release another video around the full moon, maybe a little bit before, but I also like to do the readings when the moon is full, so we'll see about that. Please like, subscribe if you would like to. I'm available for readings. All my information is in the description box. And if you don't want to share on social media, I understand. But if you do think that people would benefit from this reading, then send it to them on a private message. You know what I mean? I think that's cool. Okay, Sagittarius, I wish you peace and love. And some beautiful rose quartz, loving, unconditional love energy.